I'm born ready.
Okay. Cool.
You know what my favorite part about this video is?
No.
You.
Aw. Wait, what does that mean?
What's my favorite part of this video?
uh,
This is the first video we've ever started. We haven't chosen our topic yet.
Oh, sure. I was just focused how we look like.
How do we
I was focused on how this is the only green shirt that I have, and this guy.
I want to talk today about how we talk differently. And Mark, when he comes in, he says, I want to show you, this is my only green shirt.
That's not. Rewind that. That's not how I did that. That's not how I did that.
This is uncut.
Go back 5 seconds. I didn't do that. I did not do that.
I have such bad posture on the video. What do you think about your posture? You've seen the videos recently. How do you feel?
Okay.
It's because, like, even if you have bad posture, you're, like, up to here.
I know. True. Like, my feet aren't touching the floor right now. They're not.
And they pulled me even a little bit back so I don't look so big.
It's about how we look on camera.
It's an illusion. Yeah.
How we feel on camera. Yeah.
Alex, what's the topic today?
Today...
First, introduce us.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's Mark and Mika.
That's it.
All right, so who do we start with? Mika. We'll start with Mark.
What is happening? Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Mark. You can also call me makuyaah. Makuyaah.
Makuyaah.
That's it.
And I'm Mika. You can just call me Mika.
Since when? Are you like when? Prince now? Are you like just Seal? You just...
I think... No. There's already an entertainer in Europe called Mika. You can't just be Mika now, right?
No. He's just the singer. I'm the real Mika.
He's a real entertainer. All right, do you guys know what we're talking about?
No.
I sent it on the group chat. You guys are reading...
See, this is how... I'm a good friend. You just say, Mark, come, and I come.
Same here.
Yeah.
So, surprise us. What's the topic today?
Today's topic is we're going to get deep down and personal about our biggest weakness, our biggest flaw. And you got to be completely honest about it.
That's a short video. I have none.
Hey, look at the time, guys. I'll see you later.
First is loyalty. That's their biggest flaw. They have no loyalty.
What?
Wait, is this what kind of video is? You tell other people what your flaw is this.
Okay, the reason I brought it up, I forget why. I was just thinking about myself, and I was like, why aren't I blowing up on YouTube or doing well in the TV or whatever? And I was thinking, like, well, one thing I don't do very well is I'm not really honest, like, to myself.
No.
About what let me explain. So, I don't know who it was. It was probably like a Joe Rogan podcast or something, but someone gave like the most basic advice ever. And they were like, the question that was brought in was like, what do I have to do to be successful? And it might have been Joe Rogan or whoever was on the podcast. He just basically said, like, you already know what you have to do. Why are you asking me? So, for example, if
it's such a Joe Rogan response, though.
Yeah, it is like, very...
Jamie, pull that up. Pull it up.
Pull it up. That's, so, because I want to know if I can honestly judge myself and say, like, so you guys will tell me what I could do to improve myself at the end.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Yeah. Just tell me one thing.
Can you handle the truth?
I can't.
I mean, that means it happens to us, too, when we give our flaws. All right.
If you want to. I said this in the group chat. You guys read it. The yellow number is gone. It's...
Something's with your shirt. Better?
No. Put it...
She said no. She's like, no.
I see. It looks a little funky.
Okay.
Well, that's going to be awkward for everyone to go back and look at the video.
But now it
no cuts.
Off. Where is it?
Okay, let's start off with flaws. Why do we have to... This is basic, right? Basic. Why do we have to figure out our own flaws? That's my question to you guys.
All right. Okay.
Why do you think? Why do you think?
I think it's very important to kind of figure out your own flaws, and I work with kids, and I talk to them about it as well.
Not their flaws, your flaw.
Well, did you let me finish for a second, Eric? Jeez. So as far as figuring out your own flaws and understanding yourself, it's a bit of self-reflection. It's very easy to tell other people what their flaws are, right? And it's very easy to hear that because you hear criticism all the time about what's wrong with you. But it's actually pretty tough to acknowledge yourself what these issues are because many times you're conflicted within yourself. You defend yourself a lot, but it's actually quite hard to sit down and look at yourself, literally or figuratively, and to see what issues you have. That's a tough thing. I think it's really important, especially for, as I said, self-reflection and you kind of understanding yourself, because in the end, it's just you, right? In the world around you, but it's just you with you. That's it. So kind of understanding that other person.
I'm so self-conscious about my shirt now. Thanks, Sujin. Mika, I'm guessing you're very straightforward to other people. Are you pretty straightforward to yourself?
I would say that. Am I? I need to double check.
You didn't say it. She's like,
The thing is, like, in my opinion, like, you shouldn't focus too much on your flaws. Like, you should recognize you have them.
sure.
But you should focus on your strength. So that's how I'm working.
So know your flaws so that you don't waste too much time on them.
Yeah.
I think it's important to acknowledge them. I agree, but focus on them. Then yeah, definitely that can be a bit dangerous.
It's the 80-20 rule, right? Where it's like you're supposed to focus on the 20% of you that gets you 80% of the returns or something like that, right? And the rest of it's just kind of, you're wasting time if your weakness is something small, but you're just like, I need to make this not a weakness anymore, then and you're a great salesman, but now you're not selling, you're just focusing on your networking skills and you're screwing up. Like, I get that. You need to focus on what you're good at. But Mark's point, also valid. You've got to know what your flaw is so that you don't overextend yourself and just work on that flaw over and over again. So I'll go first. And so the reason we're also doing this is because y'all out there too, what's your flaw? Don't write that in the comment section unless you want to.
They could. Yeah,
They could.
yeah.
But I mean, like, do you recognize your flaw? And this can be very much self-reflection. But because this is a YouTube show, we gotta make it more interesting. And they're gonna call me out and tell me if I'm right or wrong. So the one thing I could do that would help me in all walks of life. A lot easier to say it in my head before the filming. I think what would help me in a lot of ways, professionally, by the way, I'm going with my professional career. If there's one thing that if I went up to like a guru or Will Smith and was like, what do you need to do better? I would say they would be like, where's your six-pack? And there's a story behind that with Will Smith. He was telling like some relative of his. He was like, wants to be in the... You know the story.
Yeah,
What's the
I saw
story? Can you read? You remember that one?
The thing is, like, I guess his cousin came to him and said, like, I want a job in Hollywood or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And he told him, like, pull up your shirt. And he said, why? Just pull it up. And he pulled it up. And there was, like, he was a little bit chubby. He said, you have no chance.
Yeah.
Because, like, you don't have the discipline
Right.
to work hard. And he could recognize it already, how he treats his body. Because, like, this is the first sign if you are, like, a hard worker or not.
Yeah.
So he told him, like, if you want to be successful in the entertainment industry, you need to be in the top shape.
Right. And you work hard in long hours.
Yes.
And we do too sometimes. And I think the reason I want to further that is it's okay not to have a six-pack in Hollywood or on YouTube. You don't have to be fully in shape. Speaking of Mr. Six-Pack,
Oh man, should we pull up a chair here?
we can actually, but
All right.
he can get it himself.
All right.
Speaking of Mr. Six-Pack, he'll be in a second.
Does he have a six-pack? I didn't
I
see him
don't
for
know.
a long time.
It's been a while.
There he
I have some
is.
games.
Come on, boys. Let's do it. There's a chair somewhere around here if you find it. One of
Yeah,
these
it's back
babies.
there. It's over there.
You guys filming?
Yes,
Yeah.
we are.
This is like.
This is uncut, raw, and
Raw.
Oh, thank you.
Let's move to the left.
Which
All right.
side? Which side?
But be careful. We got to get close together because
Yeah,
I don't know
Susan,
if
just
we
make
fit.
sure we're not falling out.
I don't want any of that
Are you
squeaky
in?
squeaky.
I think so.
Maybe not. All right, how are we doing?
A little more.
A little more to this,
This way?
side?
more this. Okay,
This way?
Me too.
more.
More until you're out of the screen.
No, coming back.
How do you like the microphone setup?
Oh, it's
Dude, you're, like,
nice
super
and
tall right now.
ghetto. I like it.
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
need,
like
you need
this.
to go
I like
down.
this power position right
No,
now.
no. The camera person's saying down.
Down.
How's that?
That's a bit much.
Now you are there where you belong.
You don't even know what we're talking about.
I have no idea. I literally just walked in.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they were. Well, I knew they
Wait.
were
You
probably
got one more direction.
like this
More.
way.
I like
This is gonna be the longest intro. You guys didn't start yet, right?
No,
Oh no, we were in. We're in. Yeah.
Oh,
A
dang.
very important
Yeah.
part of my talk.
Oh, really?
And so
I'm glad I ruined it.
the last point I was gonna make about calling out our.
Is what it's called.
If you give enough likes in the next video, Cedric's gonna rip off his shirt and show his six pack.
I'll do it.
Yes. Hashtag feed the narcissism. Y'all know what's up. The squeaky back.
I'm
we're,
just
like,
ruining
really
everything.
just, like-
I'm sorry.
Okay.
This is really uncut, huh?
Just don't
Okay, you're
move
gonna keep all
anymore.
I'm just going to stay still.
Yeah.
This is
Okay.
got already 10 minutes.
Scoot.
that? Yeah.
No, just go back a little.
I like being in the front. I'm
Alright.
important.
Okay.
Okay, so now I love this because Cedric doesn't know what we're talking about. So the reason that I think my biggest flaw is my physical shape and appearance is that in Hollywood you don't have to have a six pack. However, there are typecasts. There is the dad bod, if you're a funny guy. There is the ripped guy, the superheroes. There's the funny, larger comedians. There's the super skinny comedians. There aren't really great in-between roles for people. Like, at my body size, I would be competing against someone like Ryan Reynolds. Not like I'm that good, but, like...
Really?
I mean, no, like, I would lose. That's what I mean.
Oh, okay.
Like, I would just get destroyed in that competition. And so I think that's just something that you look better on camera, you have more energy. And like you said, I think people see someone in shape and they think this guy has discipline. And it's better. So that would be my biggest thing that could help me out here. Agree, disagree.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that, like seeing yourself on screen. I learned that from one of my students who's a celebrity here in Korea, and it's a Korean term, screen masaji. So the thing is, when you see yourself on screen, you can actually critique yourself, and you'll notice many times if there's a season, the person progressively gets more in shape and better because they're looking at themselves on screen. And they're just like fixing their hair, their makeup, or
Yeah.
their look.
Okay.
And they progressively kind of, there you go, screen masaji.
This doesn't work for me. I'm watching my own videos all the time. Didn't improve at all.
So is that my biggest flaw? Or the biggest, let's say, thing that I should be doing to improve right now?
I guess everybody should. Like how you say physical health, right? Is it
Yeah.
physical health, right? Super important. Right now I'm suffering with my back. It's like this is a pain in the ass. Oh,
I don't know if we beat that one. I can leave that one, right?
no, it's
okay.
it's a pain in the
But
butt.
Talks.
The gluteus maximus.
but what would be my biggest thing that if I fix one thing, it would help a little, or like the most, I guess. Fix one thing quickly. Come on, you got this.
And
Was
yours?
this
About
was
you?
yes, very quickly. This was your homework. It was in our group chat. I bet he wasn't even going to be here today. He worked his butt off to get here on time, or as soon as he could, and he probably has his answer. He's smiling right now. He's like, Alex, I know your weaknesses. I know.
Oh, okay. This is what I have to say is about the subject of six pack and looking in shape. It's kind of a weird one because it's very polarizing because a lot of our viewers they'll say it's not about looking good. It's not about necessarily getting a six pack because to be frank as well, yes, Will Smith makes a very good point. You really have to hustle to get a six pack. I mean, you have to be a certain level of physical fitness and body fat percentage with a strict diet to bring it down. Because the thing is, as far as six packs go, all four of us here have a six pack. It's just a matter of showing it.
It's gonna take longer.
I love that. Mine is hidden.
It is. If you can walk, if you can jog, you have a decent six pack. Six packs are essentially it's like a waffle iron, and so it's just a matter of thinning out the batter to show the waffle iron underneath.
Yeah.
So
Sujin, I told you. All the time I have a six pack. It's just
got it. It's just
it's a stealth
hiding.
one.
Yeah.
So, okay, all right. That would be one thing that, call it a flaw or call it just something I should improve on. There's a lot of other things I could do. Like, always speech skills is important. Improving my Korean for my Korean jobs is important. But that's the one I'm like, this is something I know intrinsically to get certain roles in movies or dramas. Just what it is required. You don't have to do it to be a YouTuber. But I know to further my career, that's an easy one to fix. Like hard to do, but easy to like. It's there. What's your flaws? Are you gonna tell us your flaws or not?
Cedi.
My flaws.
Time management. Yeah.
Like, we're talking physical flaws.
Anything.
No, there's something like what could you change now that would help you in your career goals? That like you really should. This is what's holding you back.
Right. I think time management at this point.
All right, yeah, actually.
Yeah,
no.
seriously. So I think I have a lot of stuff going on. So I moved here a few months ago and kind of twiddling my thumbs the first week and just like,
You
okay.
still are actually right down.
I know.
That's a thing you do.
Yeah, so like, but slowly work started coming in and opportunities. And so now it's just like, it's a balancing act. And I feel like there are a lot of priorities, for example, like the studying Korean that I feel like is getting placed on the back burner because I have other things that are actually in the now bringing me money and bringing me income, but the studying Korean to me is more important in the long term. So it's just that balancing act. So I think for me that's kind of holding me back, but I think it's just something that I'll have to just figure out in the next few months to maintain that balance.
I think for you it would be a problem if you didn't fix it. It's an understandable thing to do when you jump into something.
Yeah.
It becomes a problem if you decide not to do anything about it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's I think all of us we have a hard time with time management. The four of us here, I collectively like how many jobs we have all together. I've got like 9 or 10 different things going on.
man.
I don't know,
I don't wanna
like
think
so
about
it's
it.
just like
Yeah.
time management. It's not like we go in 9 to 5.
Look at Mika. He's like, peasants.
Wait.
He's got this smile like, speak for yourselves.
Oh yeah.
He's got
I
his
got my
business.
blank
He's like,
together.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Mr. Website
like-
analyst.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
But yeah, that's a very good point.
What about yours?
It's interesting how we're kind of like feeding off of each other's topic for our flaws, because mine is more about. Originally, it was about my Korean, because my Korean really isn't where it should be. But I have to take. We're talking about like reflecting and learning about our flaws. And for me, it was my level of Korean, because if you're here in this country, it really makes your life a lot easier or more difficult depending on your Korean level. Now, as far as being a foreigner learning Korean, I am Korean American adoptee. So it's a weird relationship I have with the language itself, because instead of Koreans saying that I speak Korean well, it's the opposite. They say, "What's wrong with you? Why isn't your Korean where it should be?" And that kind of gave me a complex, you know, it gave me some, and in line with that, my stubbornness was just like, well, you know, I don't need to learn this silly language.
Right.
But I really had to kind of get past that and understand that I'm going to have to look past that and not get offended every time and like get worked up. So right now I am very active with learning with my Korean, thanks to this guy, hooked me up with an awesome teacher. And if she's seeing this, thank you very much. Who's just an angel and very pleasant, because I'm just this guy who's just like, I have no hair to pull out, but yeah. So it's more about, it started with the language, but if we go deeper than that, it's more about my relationship with it, and also getting past my own ego and like understanding, okay, I'm just in a different situation. I'm going to be more criticized than a non-Korean looking, Asian looking foreigner, but I'm just going to have to deal with that. So
I see that. I got nothing to add on. That's pretty self-reflective.
Yo, hook me up with that teacher though.
She's great.
Yo, no, man, come on. Like, she's already too busy, dude.
Moving on. Mika, this is your last one, man. This is your last one.
I think like I have a lack of self-discipline. Like I know I shouldn't eat this piece of chocolate, but I eat it. It's like,
Yo,
you know, like I know I should lose weight.
the three of us just came back from a buffet,
Like
shabu
all
shabu
you
buffet,
can eat.
and we get coffee or water or whatever because I can't drink coffee, and he's like a super thick chocolate. What?
It looks like a blended brownie. Like if they just like blended a brownie. Yeah.
Wow.
Why?
And it's
gonna
always
get
like,
that guy.
from tomorrow.
From tomorrow.
This is my, but having my better half here, what do you think is my biggest flaw?
We're gonna be here
I
another.
take the bullet. I take the bullet.
Yo,
You can
Only
be honest.
one.
This channel is
Only
just
one.
This channel is not gonna like end relationships here. Be
No,
careful.
no, it's okay. Shoot.
Okay.
I was about to say the same stuff. Your sugar addiction.
My sugar.
Yeah, it's a pretty
this
big
is-
addiction.
Yes,
It's a pretty big addiction.
Sugar addiction. I stopped drinking Coke. Then I switch over to like energy drinks. I stop energy drinks.
That's
I
worse.
Switch over to like iced tea, like sugary drinks, and then switch back to Coke. And there's like a circle of.
But like, that's not
of
switching
death.
anything. That's just going from sugar to sugar to sugar to
Sugar,
sugar
yes.
to sugar.
Yeah,
It's horrible.
Sugar,
It's my
sugar
addiction.
addiction is a real thing. Like it's made to be addictive. And the crazy thing about it is, you're gonna have to double check here, the viewers, but I think it's around maybe 40-ish grams of sugar per day for an adult male, and a banana has 12 grams of sugar.
Already.
So if you have a banana, that's like already just about a fourth of what you should take in. So that's pretty shocking. Like any amount of grams of sugar over that is detrimental to your health. And that's crazy. That's crazy to
Then
think
I'm
about.
literally killing myself.
You know, and it's not just you. It's not just you, man. I mean,
me too.
Yeah, we all overdo it with sugar. It's really hard to avoid. It really is.
Yeah. All right. You're all weak. Me too.
In different ways.
We came out. We were honest. We want you guys to be honest as well. Be honest with yourself. You don't have to write this in the comments section, but do, if you have something to add to the conversation, we would love to hear it. Whatever you can throw in there, just be like, hey, you know, here's one way I worked with my sugar addiction, or how I mentally got over this hurdle, this block, or I got in shape, whatever it is. We'd love to hear it. And of course, the most important thing for this video is let's be honest with ourselves first and try to improve on what we need to improve. Cedric, thanks for joining late.
No problem.
Just for a quick
Thanks for
introduction, since you didn't get the.
letting me come.
Yep, of course. Why would I not? You
This
just
is my
barged
studio
right
too.
in, and I don't cut, so yeah, get in.
Cool.
So, Mr. Skycedi, very quickly, where do we find you?
Yep. Skycedi on Instagram, also YouTube. So check me out.
Thank you, Skycedi. Thank you, Mika. Thank you,
They
Mark.
should check out his, Instagram game.
Is it getting better? That Instagram game? You guys are like
That
copying me
pose,
too.
that pose.
Oh, we're mocking one of his pictures. That was funny.
That was
That was good. Come on.
I liked how you posted the picture.
yeah.
All right. That's it. You guys know what to do. Hashtag feed the narcissism. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Videos every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. And of course, hit the bell because get it. Get that bell. Smash it. Kick it. What do people say?
Smash it.
Yeah.
Turn on the bell, please.
Destroy it. Massacre it.
Press it.
Just do that little press button. And that's it. Love you guys. We will see you next time.
Peace.
See ya.
Seize the day.
Gosh.
Feed the narcissism. Is that your thing?
I'm doing your
Yeah,
end.
hashtag
Yeah.
feed-
All the
It's
time.
hashtag
Bro? Nice.